Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Spring Developer Advocate Pivotal, Josh Long.
Wow. Good morning. That was terrible. Try again. Good morning. That's better. I appreciate it. Good stuff. Welcome back for another exciting day of SpringOne Platform. Are you having fun, by the way? Just curious? Yeah. Good stuff. Today is going to be a super fun day. Today is all about developers, my kind of people. And of course, at their best, developers turn ideas, coffee, and not just a little bit of hope into software. Now, nobody said anything about good software, but software, right? That's the important part. It's hard to define good or working or whatever. One person's snapshot is another person's Instagram, right? Or another person's image magic. After all, so the software engineer works with a team. And there's only one party in any given organization that can pronounce something as working, and that's the customer, right? Anybody else, and it's too premature. History is littered with examples of things where somebody said it was good before validating it with a customer. EJBs, PHP, Esperanto, DCOM, the Robin Reliant, right? OSGI. So the customer is the party for whom the software is intended, and they alone get to decide if something is good. Any attempt to build software absent that validation is at the best at least acting on faith. Life is hard enough, so why add more surprises? We want to ship software into production where the customer can validate it. The trick, of course, to shipping software is to do it early and often. Ship your software into production. My personal all-time favorite place on the internet. Production, of course, is better than Disneyland. Production is amazing. The weather is amazing. It's the happiest place on earth. Bring the kids, bring the family. Go as quick as possible. Continuous delivery, of course, is the on-ramp to production. It's a well-known process through which production code is validated and then deployed. Continuous delivery focuses and forces organizations to automate everything en route to production after Git push. So today, we're going to hear a lot of exciting stories from different organizations that are really, really embracing that continuous delivery, cloudy, and Spring Boot reality. We've got folks from the Home Depot, Netflix, General Motors, and more here today. Of course, we'll hear from the Spring team. We're making some big bets on the Spring team. We're going to hear about that today, including things like functions as a service, reactive programming, and of course, code as operational infrastructure through technologies like Spring Cloud Gateway. Before I introduce our first speaker, I want to take a quick moment to talk about and give some shout-outs to the various different open source communities that motivate all of this. Cloud Foundry is the developer-oriented cloud-native platform and a great place to run Spring Boot. It had over 51,000 commits in the last year, which is just absolutely incredible, right? So good job, Cloud Foundry. RabbitMQ, the cloud-native message broker, just released version 3.8, and RabbitMQ for Kubernetes is now, of course, in beta. Project Reactor now has 8 million downloads a month. 8 million downloads a month. Steel Toe. How many of you have tried Steel Toe? I'm just curious. It's good stuff, right? Steel Toe is the .NET version of Spring Cloud, basically, and it's approaching 5 million downloads. It just launched a start.steeltoe.io site that's going to be the second best place on the internet for .NET developers after, of course, production. And of course, Apache Geode, the in-memory data grid, has seen downloads that doubled in the last 12 months. Concourse, the container-native continuous thing doer, is on track to double the number of pull requests this year. And for the last year, Pivotal has been the third largest contributor to Spinnaker, the multi-cloud continuous delivery platform. Spinnaker, of course, originated at Netflix and is built on top of Spring Boot. Greenplum, the Postgres-based data analytics database, just released version 6 and now supports 220,000 transactions per second. And of course, there's Spring. I love Spring. I feel like Spring is going to go places. It's going to be big. You saw the numbers yesterday in yesterday's keynote. People are using it. A lot of people are using it. And why wouldn't they? It has amazing ASCII artwork. It's operations friendly. It's got the best community and teams working on it. And I love that team and the community. And of course, the real heroes, the team, rather, are the real heroes that work on the software. They're the reason that this is so amazing. The community is the reason that this is so amazing. And they are the people that I feature in my weekly podcast, A Beautiful Podcast. And of course, there's the Spring Initializer, start.spring.io. I love start.spring.io. It's my second favorite place on the internet after production. I love production, and you should too. If you need inspiration in the early morning, before your cup of tea or coffee, start.spring.io. If your children are restless and they cannot sleep, start.spring.io. And if you suffer from indigestion after a long night of alcohol abuse and PHP, start.spring.io. So, start.spring.io is how you begin your journey to production if you haven't already gotten there. This morning, I am thrilled that we're going to hear from Home Depot, who have gotten to production with Spring Boot.